nie wiem, z czego mam chodzi. Z tych, że... I tam u mnie jest? Gramy w tym mrocznej strefie. Chodź. No chodź, maluszku. Jak na razie jesteś sam. Jeszcze z komputera zmienić, bo sobie zainstalowałem te lampki aplikacje do lampy. Tak. Dobry patent. Na wiele może zrobię tą czapkę bardziej kremówkową. Ups, to nie to. To też będzie potrzebne. Też muszę jeszcze tak wykopać trochę z... To co robię? Bum bum. Też możecie robić bum bum. O, tu jest. Czy też jeszcze po te modelskie rzeczy to jest nie było. Muszę sobie zaproponować do Warhammera. Bo mam już nagromadzone. To jest taka halloweenowa playlista. Ciemno, zgasły światło. Ciemno już, noc nadchodzi, głucha. Wiecie, to tak trochę nawiązuje do Pei. No ten będzie już miał... No to buciki właśnie, skoro już miałem... Jeszcze jest taki mały gość, mały. O, jest papierek. No, póki co nie ma gdzie indziej się wtulać. Trzeba delikatnie. Nie ma jakiejś tragedii widocznościowej. To są też te żółte refleksy. Ale Jeszcze to musi być bardziej estetycznie światło, bo... Jeszcze jutro będę nagrywać Hellboya. No... I będzie tak, ten będzie tak, Hellbilly Deluxe, czyli ta płyta Roba Zombiego. Nigdy się robię takie rzeczy. No cóż, tak wpasowało się. No bo jeszcze tak w przyszłości będzie właśnie ten Graveyard Classics, to jest jeszcze dyskografia Ice Nice Kills będzie, bo to też raczej silver screen. Tylko ten silver screen jest trudny do zdobycia, bo... Dwójkę da się, ale jedynka jest toporna. Jedynkę to chyba muszę tam na Discogs przeszukać. No. Okay. No widać, że w formie. No i dopiero emotki tak w listopadzie. Chyba, że tak... pewnie jeszcze zobaczę sobie, co tam dzieje się w Warszawie, bo ogłosili regionalsy w Wawie. No nie wiem, czy tam przybędę, raczej wątpię. No tym bardziej, że mam studia, więc to raczej wątpię, żebym przybyła do Wawy. Chodź, czekaj sobie, to jeszcze mam tydzień wolnego. Studia dopiero tak naprawdę za 2 tygodnie zaczynam, bo mam jakiś indywidualny plan. No dobra, przejdźmy do innego. No Peszka ma, ale czy to są jakieś poważne... No, szósteczka też pamiętam, że iPhone 6 też miał problemy z wyginaniem się. No ale to nie jest... To jest takie małe piwko i tak nie przebił Note 7. Kurde, jak mieć nieświadomie bombę? Tak trochę jest tak, że ten cały Note to trochę była taki tutorial, jak nieświadomie wnieść bombę. Tak, bo Note 7, akurat jak wszyscy wiemy, miały wadę fabryczną związaną oczywiście z baterią. Wszyscy... Jak pamiętamy co tam... Pamiętam, że w GTA 5 wyszedł mod, który zamieniał bomby. Nie, ona nie wystawia, tak? Nie wystawia, dobra. To byłoby głupie. Już się tutaj ale był taki mod w GTA, który zamieniał właśnie te bomby na te Note 7. No to była chyba strasznie ta katastrofa wizerunkowa, która była bardziej chyba bolesna niż wyginający iPhone 6. Chyba z tego powodu... No to... Chyba to co miał chyba iPhone to są takie wypierdy mamuta. Zresztą z czego co wiem, to niedawno komuś Xiaomi wybuchło. No, ostatnio była dość głośna sprawa o pewnym youtuberze technologicznym, w którym rozsadziły mu się 3 baterie i w 3 telefony miały już wydętą baterię. No miałem trochę delikatnie rzecz ujmując, taką już poduszeczkę. I 3 te telefony to były właśnie Samsungi, o dziwo. Ale Note 7 to faktycznie był niezły fuck up. To muszę przyznać z tego powodu, że o kupa, ale to był taki fuck up swego rodzaju. Że było mnóstwo przypadków, kiedy telefon wybuchał. No dosłownie wybuchał. No chociaż też ten mit. Chyba wiem skąd pochodzi, bo od tego samego autora co pisał Bogaty, biedny ojciec. Tak swoją drogą. I co ciekawe... No nie do końca prawda, bo Lelksan nawet klasy nie ukończył, a skończył na bruku. Chociaż był sławny przez jakiś czas, to prawda. Ale chyba to też widać, że gorsze oceny nie oznacza lepszego sukcesu. Dodajmy fakt, że Lelksan był strasznie rozrzutny, jak... No, obejrzałem ten film z Sanego, na tym Lelksanaksie, no i o dziwo, typ był rozrzutny. Chyba to jest ta sama... To jest pułapka, w którą pada wiele popularnych osób. Tak zwana inflacja... No jest coś takiego jak inflacja stylu życia i on chyba przeholował. Kupował drogie rzeczy, nawet kupował... Może nie tylko drogie rzeczy, ale też kupował jakieś bezsensy. I to przyczyniło się do katastrofy, jaką Lelksan zaliczył. Co, Luna? Może nasikać na matę, tak? Na macie... No, to zlepiej się. Tak propos... Jeszcze raz mam lepszy draft. Po pierwszy raz to jest mój draft. Brązong. W sumie wziąłem coś lepszego, bo w sumie... I tak nie miałem pieniędzy. Znaczy, kupiłam płytę Slipknota. Gdzieś się ona wali, więc... No, ja już teraz przyniosę. Wyjść. A, tu jest! Właśnie nie zauważyłem, że jest pod kartami. Tu jest! Komplet mam już, powiem tak. Mam już komplet. Nie będę tu wpadać, ale już z sumką wyjdę. Nie. Zobaczyłem. Płytka. O, jebane jajca. No. Trzeba poczekać. Też chodzi o to, że... No właśnie też w pewnym sensie chodzi o to, że będziemy trochę czekali, żeby właśnie te farby się tu nie pomieszały i nie stworzyło się brzydka... Udało się! Petentum algorytmę. Zauważyłam, że nawet niektóre starsze odcinki się zaczynają promować. Nie wiem, coś chyba YouTube zmienił w tym algorytmie, że jest to... O. Na co hop. No to jak na razie jest tu wyschnięcie. Możemy się zająć tą figurką wtedy, bo... pierwszą figurkę do malowania, to jest szpendacz po prostu taki. Tutaj, ale to też lekka zmiana, bo to też jest to. A nie jest jednak ciągnie. O, to już jest teraz. No, tego doktora poszło stąd. Nie spodziewałem się, że po Space Marinesach. Z tym zakładaniem firmy, a ty o co ci się ogarnąć? Ale wiecie, pamiętajmy, że jedną rzeczą jest założenie firmy, a jedną jeszcze trzymać ją przy ryckach, co chyba więcej jako słowa zauważyli, że halo, ale chyba tak życie nie działa, że jak założysz firmę, to bum, masz sukces i trzeba jeszcze na ten sukces. Niektórzy pracujący są do przodu. No bo z drugiej strony mamy taką, znaczy to się chyba też sprawdza przykładem tej pani Gawinowej, która założyła sobie firmę, mimo iż tak, no ledwo co dostała to wykształcenie. Zajebiście, jeżeli sprzedać takie piwa. No bo właśnie, z drugiej strony, no, ona ma niby własną działalność gospodarczą, ale z drugiej strony jest bardzo do tyłu niż niejedna osoba, która se normalnie pracuje. Czyli to jest tak bardziej do przodu. Osoba, która podjęła się jakiejś pracy, o, Korolax. Ja już myślę teraz, że już jest w nowym inwersie. No tutaj pan nie był kasował. Come on! Widzimy się w piekle! To jest ta analogia. Piekło i niebo. Pędzę, ale wykorzystuję do tego. Możemy go nagrodę. Stare farby, które już używam. O nie! No. Czekamy na wyschnięcie tak dług. Geniusz. Oryginalsy są jakieś? A ja nie wiem grać. O kurwa, giratyna już jest! O ja! Muszę zobaczyć, czy... O, to chyba on ma Relaxa.
Stalks your hand up, and that's why we're seeing a ton of Marty in the metagame. It's just at the end of these turns, these lost zone decks are just having like 10, 20 cards in their hand. Yeah, and if
Tak,
they keep those cards, they're
giratyna,
going to
o.
do really disastrous things to your board.
Proszę
So,
chyba palki
you
Akurem.
find some hand disruption. We do see Michael getting to that 5th mark in the lost zone, so that's going to be helpful. I think we're looking for what, two more would be ideal. Yep. It's another Colus's experiment maybe, but with the way the hand is shaping up.
Wiesz, tak deki z giratiną do składania, tak...
A switch and a comfy, so maybe we'll see another flower selecting here. Yeah, this makes
O jest, Lost Zone Box.
selecting then, because a scoop up net would be nice, of course. Seeing that Colus's experiment would be fantastic. And that's a whiff, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, the twin energy.
O, tego nie ma.
To help out that Snorlax, and there we see two Giratina V-Stars finally showing up here for this tournament with its Lost Impact attack. 280 damage for
Są jeszcze Lost Zone, ale
Unheard of
dzięki.
to get to put 2 energy in the Lost Zone,
Bardziej
though, so
potrzebuję...
that's why it's supplemented by
Znaczy,
cards like Mirage
Gira...
Gate set
O.
Yeah, now Lance might be thinking,
O,
"Oh,
jest
maybe I don't
Wistar
have to worry about
Giratina.
Mirage Gate." I mean,
O!
there is one in the Lost Zone, but no.
Lecę
Michael's
składać.
6-7 card hand. There's
O ja.
I think we're gonna see one more
Walk,
card hit
dwie
the Lost Zone next
Giratiny,
turn.
dwie
And
Kranobarta,
one
jeden
new thing
Sabel,
to
jeden
point out
Tigre
with the layout
Ninja.
as well is we do have that lost zone counter under the player cams just
Lumion.
for y'all at home to keep
Za
track,
to jest.
because these piles will get pretty big by the end of it,
Jak
but
przy...
it's definitely helpful. And
Pile singular.
Mom.
I don't know if Lance is exactly gonna jump in.
Jeszcze sensownie.
hey, there's lost vacuum, you know, anything
Oh,
can happen.
Trionian.
Irida to start things off again for Lance, and he gets to
Oh.
search his deck yet again, finding that lone Drizzile, it looks like, and
Papa
maybe a
wpiek jeden
cross
ten...
switcher.
Yeah, we do see that Palkia V-Star is now in play. There are 10 Pokemon.
Coś takiego
with
znalazłem.
60 damage for a Palkia. I think they have a card called the Choice Belt that would help in doing some
Jeden,
extra
tu
math
masz 3
somewhere. So
Giratiny.
there's potential for some big knockouts this turn.
I Orguru tu
See
jest.
some players opt for that one of Leon. Lance not going that route here today, but really does help the damage.
Pleb... Zobaczę, ja bym poskładała.
And here we see Drizzile, shady dealings. We've said this ability a lot throughout the past year. Might be taken over by Flower Selection.
Ultra Bole 4.
At least in the amount we would have to say it. Because if we say flower selecting 5 times in a turn sometimes.
Escape Rope
Yeah,
chyba
being
mam
able to search your
jeszcze.
deck for
Ale
any
tam
trainer
dwa
card
dwa
is
skądś
so
sprzedałam.
huge here.
A jeszcze są.
Really just gives you access to your entire deck, especially the way you build it.
I
And finding what looks like, oh,
boi...
was gonna be an Irida for next turn, but we're going through it again. We got that one of cross switcher in hand, so oh, there's that choice belt, the one of.
I was wondering if he had it and was going for the big knockout, or felt complacent with just dealing a little bit with the Empoleon.
Luna?
Looks like he could be going to Knockout City soon.
I heard that's a pretty great place.
It's better than the Lost City. I feel like you never get back from there. It's hard to recover.
And here we do see a star portal. Getting the 2 energy there. I feel like, yeah, with the double cross switcher, saving that energy on the Drizzile, maybe to attack with Inteleon later with Aqua Bullet. And there we see the subspace swell taking the knockout on that Giratina V-Star with the
Boże,
energy.
jak chcę.
And Lance finds that Drizzile from the prizes.
Yep, you set up the additional Sobbles with that Keep Calling in hopes that eventually you will
Ja,
find
no ja
it.
chcę tą
The
Giratinę,
aggressive
no. Ja
line here
znalazłam
is
już
gonna pay off
schemat.
for Lance finding those cards, and this is about as best you can
Że
ask
to
for
co nie
without
wypada.
on the opener. Now Michael is going to have to figure things
Się
out.
kupię
This
sobie.
is certainly an opportunity for an explosive turn, in that we are going to see that 7th card hit the
O,
loss.
o,
Yeah,
jeszcze
just trying to figure
jakie
out which
mamy.
one it is right now. Either that twin energy or the scoop up net
Mam.
cards. Pretty beneficial here, but with the twin energy already in the lost zone, Michael might be thinking about trying to save it for a Snorlax or something later on.
Yeah, this is tough.
Mocno.
That's
No
really
nie, no już są
so
Giratiny.
great for conserving resources, and you have to think that Michael is going to take advantage of at least one of those throughout this game.
Well, here we go, Kyle. The first Mirage Gate here. You're able to play it when you have 7 or more cards in the Lost Zone, and you get a search deck for 2 basic energies of different types and attach them anywhere you like.
Yeah, this is so unreal, being able to take advantage of this card multiple turns, and you can see in this deck not just the Psychic Ingress for the Giratina. We have the Water Inclusion so that you can get wild with that Radiant Greninja, and Michael is certainly going to be thinking about that too with that attachment there of the Psychic.
Yeah, Moonlight Shuriken has been an attack that has plagued the livelihood of Sobbles for a while now, and we might even see it here yet again. It could take out that Drizzile and a Sobble and really just put Michael back into this thing.
Yeah, Lance does play Manaphy. It's probably his favorite card in the deck. It's one of mine. But it's not out on that field, and that is bad news bears. That usually ends up meaning 2 prize cards and a lot of crying young lads.
Yeah, no Rain Slash here.
Tough.
Looking through the deck though, there's not much energy left.
I think there's a bit of awkwardness in terms of how many water energies. Maybe he was considering where to place the psychics. Yeah, this is you're gonna see the one to the Comfy potentially just as a retreat and to preserve some resources later on, especially with that escape rope being so impactful as we know.
Yeah, and you have that energy recycler in the lost zone, so only having access to something like Ordinary Rod to try to shuffle back some of those energies and get use out of that last Mirage Gate. And now Pram has a choice here. You can boss his orders up one of those Pokemon V on the bench, most likely the Palkia, and then take the knockouts with the Moonlight Shuriken. Yeah, we're going to see Michael do that here, brings up that
No,
Origin Form
check
Palkia
out
V
that.
to retreat cost, and already used the Star Portal for last turn, so Lance is going to have to do a little bit of work to get another attack off.
Yeah, this is so important to understand where your opponent is with their resources. You've already seen them use Star Portal. That's the one way that they can get that second energy down, other than a Melanie. And we've seen the double cross switcher, which means that the third and fourth copy of that is usually a rarity, or they have to wildly overextend. So putting your opponent in a spot like this, especially when it probably doesn't lead to a Giratina knockout unless everything lines up perfectly with an Echoing Horn, this is exactly where you want to be.
There we see the water energy on that Giratina V-Star, and yeah, Michael actually opting to use that Mirage Gate. Can only grab the Psychic out of the deck here because there's no other types, but you do get that Giratina fully powered up for next turn.
Yeah, I think there maybe have been like a slight hiccup there in terms of where he wanted the energies placed. The Psychic did go to the Radiant Greninja, and I feel like if he had just Grass and Psychic on the Giratina, he may have felt fine to just preserve the Mirage Gate, but here we go. Gonna just throw down, take away that Drizzile and Sobble. 2 prize cards over to Michael to tie things up here and get that bench a little bit smaller with Palkia waiting on the bench.
Now it's up to Lance to find a good route to attack this turn. You do have some cards to help out. You got that Melanie, be able to attach a water from your discard to one of your Pokemon V in play. You also can just, get out of the active spot with just something like the last 2 cross switchers, but already having used the 2 of them last turn, it's going to be a little bit harder to do.
Yeah, it's a lot to ask of your deck, especially if you're trying to chain together a really big attack. I think Melanie is just the go-to route right here. You just commit to this Palkia in the active spot, hopefully have the water energy in hand, or perhaps the Capacious Bucket to follow up, and just get an attack in with a second Palkia V-Star, take this Greninja off the board, and figure things out against this final Giratina.
Listen, Kyle, even if you don't have it, you're just going to draw it off the top, right?
No,
Easy game,
Giratina w
easy.
końcu są
And
już
off the top, it looks like
Sabel
something
1,
like
2 Kronomanty.
Ultra Ball, that's going to be able to find that Origin Form Palkia V-Star if Lance chooses. Also, 2 Pokemon, Galarian Zigzagoon and that Radiant Greninja. Radiant Greninja usually shows up in this Origin Form Palkia V-Star as soon as turn 1, but with the way Lance had that turn, didn't really have access to it early.
And that Galarian Zigzagoon can also be pretty ridiculous in situations where your opponent has the 4 Pokemon on the bench. You get it up to 9, and then Choice Belt math with one of those sneaky placements there is going to be really good.
Oh, are we just seeing a rule the region, Kyle?
I think that means there's no energy in hand.
Oh no! Rule the region, being able to search your deck for a Stadium card and put it in your hand, but that is not what you want to be doing on turn 4, turn 3.
Yep, it's the only attack with a negative win rate, and it defies the laws of mathematics that we know, but you got to go for it. It makes sense when you only have that attack available for yourself. Grab that path, and maybe you can find something on the following turn, but Pram has to smell blood in the water.
Well, here is the Colress's Experiment. Gonna have 1 card, and 2 cards actually, that are easy to get rid of that Battle VIP pass and that Drapion V. Yeah, those can hang out in the Lost Zone forever.
Yep. You are completely ineffective, and this isn't your matchup.
4 Ultra Bole, skupów nety, Mirage Gate.
Did not find that Ordinary Rod, so
No,
can't
Switcha mam
double
jeszcze
Moonlight
chyba,
Shuriken
może
this turn,
wezmę jakiś z
but will
zagraniczny.
retreat, attach that Twin
Zobaczymy.
Energy, and already having
Nie,
used the supporter for the
taki
turn, no access to boss, so
stary,
who's
no,
gonna see that Star Requiem. taking
That
the...
was the Lost Impact. He's still got the V-Star available.
Oh, he put the 2 energy in. Yeah, okay.
Yep. So I mean that lines up great.
Yeah.
having your V-Star attack available, having clearly gotten to that 10th mark is exactly what Michael wanted to do, and just really flawless in terms of managing those resources from Michael here.
Now we're going to see Lance will use that Ultra Ball. Search your deck for Pokemon after discarding 2 cards. Finds that Inteleon with Shady Dealings. We'll be able to now search for 2 trainer cards. Any choice for Lance here.
Yep, those are going to be helpful in determining how to get to this perfect math point. Seeing that there are already 4 Pokemon on the bench for Michael. Potentially eyeing up a 5th with the Echoing Horn. Could be nice. The Choice Belt is still on the active here, so plenty of damage potentially lining up. There's Kakia V. Zigzagoon going to put that damage down too, and that is actually perfect math too. 270 damage now from the Palkia V.
Musieli trochę kupić
Stars like they used to, Kyle.
Yeah, these
kontentu.
glass cannons, 280. This is what's that gonna do?
And here is that Shady Dealings finds the Roxanne. Roxanne is one of the most impactful supporter cards going into the late game. You can play it only if your opponent has taken 3 or more prizes, but you get to shuffle both players' hands into the deck. Your opponent's going to draw 2, you draw 6,
Wow.
and sticking it with a path to the peak as well. This is where players try to make that comeback here.
I mean, that's just
Fuck
absurd.
yeah.
That's everything that Lance is looking to do, and to do this with so few resources in terms of his main engine of that Inteleon. Being able to really get the job done there with just that singular Pokemon now, getting to play that back down that Sobble, to have the bench at the perfect spot, draw that hand up to 6, and potentially take this knockout with no repercussions on the back end. What's Michael gonna do? There's a path and 2 cards.
The hand's not looking too good, but you got that perfect board state here, and there is that knockout. So now, Michael is going to be left with no attacker in play as of yet, no energy, and starts things off with that experiment. Those are not really good cards.
Yeah, they let Comfy do things, but is that going to be enough? And of course, if you use an escape rope, your opponent could just bring up that Empoleon. We do see the path though, however, so a lot of back and forth to think of.
You're really going to have to rely on something, and yeah, it's just nothing going for Michael there. No attacker left to really do anything. And something with the Thornton might be able to help out a little bit in that spot, but having that in the prizes really just kind of hurt.
Kolejny deck.
It takes away a couple
Okay.
opportunities there. Of course, you're asking a lot of your deck when you only
4
have 2
konfy,
cards. That was
2
perfectly planned by Lance, being able to
giratinki
get that
Mimax,
beautiful Roxanne
2 Kronade, 1 Cyber.
leave Michael with nothing to do. Thankfully for Michael, only 20 minutes or so passed in that game. Plenty of time to get a good game 2, potentially game 3.
We're going to have to see how this Giratina V-Star shapes up in this format. Again, it is one of the poster cards for Lost Origin, so a lot of people have gravitated towards it, and a lot of the top
Jaki
players
jest hype.
are choosing to play it here today.
It is a very popular deck, and it's hard to look at a card like that and go, I don't want access to 280 damage multiple turns in a row and just knocking out whatever my opponent has in a V-Star attack. That's pretty ridiculous.
Now, again, Lance was able to do that off of just 1 Sobble, essentially.
Yep.
You have that 1 Sobble, the Drizzile got set up for that turn, and then you got that Inteleon pulled off that Roxanne path. And usually a lot of the times on stream, we don't see Roxanne path doing a lot of work. Usually find that stadium or just draw out of it somehow, but was able to show off there.
Yeah, I guess that is one weakness of the Lost Zone decks is you live and die by the Comfy, and when you need a lot of resources at the end of the game and you only get a 2-card hand and a little key buddy trying to figure things out, it's tough.
Speaking of tough, looking at those prizes for Pram there, 3 energy, 2 grass, and a psychic. That's going to really put a lot of pressure on those Mirage Gates early, and we'll have to see how things shape up. But starting off with a Battle VIP pass yet again, I think Michael also has another one in hand, which is insane to think about.
Oh, that's a good card. That is a good card. And look, when you prize all your energies, that means all your Pokemon are available. Gotta take advantage of that. And
Górę
we
mogę
do
jeszcze
see,
zrobić.
that Radiant Greninja and the early attacker in that Cramorant are going to be an option here, something that Michael did not have last game.
Being able to attack for free if you have 4 cards in the Lost Zone. It's Fit Innocently attack, dealing just 110 damage, but it is a lot of pressure that you can put on a certain Pokemon in the game. And there we see the first flower selecting, gets rid of another Comfey. I believe the Giratina V-Star to the hand.
Yeah, didn't pick that up just yet. I think we do see that. And I think the double Comfey is certainly just the way to go in this matchup. You still get to manipulate using the ability multiple times and using your scoop up nets, perhaps these switch cards to continue to use flower selecting. But if you go with 3, you lose a lot. And Palkia wants to take advantage of that.
Well, that was not a hard choice. Flower selecting for 2 Mirage Gate on top. Unfortunate, had to get rid of one of those so early, but that is the way this deck works. It's just every card you're going to eventually need at some point, and yeah, in some matchups you won't need that Drapion. After turn 1, you're not going to need those 3 Battle VIP paths that you just played, but really just trying to work things together. Hopefully the cards end up in the right order on top, and with 2 in the Lost Zone now, passes it to Lance. We're going to start things off with a concealed card, finds a Sobble.
Yeah, great place to be. Radiant Greninja continuing to put in work and get those water energies into the discard. I guess it is important to note here that Lance did go with the 60 hit point Sobbles. We've seen a lot of people considering going with the 70 for the Lost Box matches.
Yeah, really afraid of that new Sableye out of Lost Origins, being able to spread 12 damage counters anywhere on your board. But, oh, wow. Hey, Lance was able to win that game 1, not benching Palkia turn 1. Gonna try for it again. We'll have to see how it goes.
I don't think this is really up to him. Usually you play an Irida or, you know, a card, and no, we don't see cards. That's not how you win games of Pokemon. So, yes, Michael is going to have to figure out how to get through this Empoleon V at least, but Colress's Experiment is a perfect way to start things off.
Yeah, I couldn't see the other card, but it might have been a second Mirage Gate, if I'm not too mistaken. There we see Escape Rope.
That's brutal. Yep, it's either sending up a Sobble, Radiant Greninja.
Janusz.
No, no, co tam? I żeby tu Luna nie pamiętaj.
Michael's
Yeah,
gonna get the information
yeah.
now that he's down to one Mirage gate.
No.
Generally, you're thinking, oh, I've got
Belly
plenty
on
of
visa.
opportunities here, but
Oh.
it's just the one to get the opening prize cards with. That could be pretty rough.
Not even looking through the deck to check.
My man.
I mean, nothing can do about it now.
Well, you get the Colress's experiment. Gonna be able to at least get 2 into the Lost Zone. But you're gonna have to chain multiple Colress's to even think about using a Mirage with just this single Empoleon out.
Taking a look at the 5 cards here, you got 3 supporters, that Ordinary Rod, and a Grass Energy. Oh, well, gonna be some tough choices, but it's looking like the Thornton and the Grass are going to be in the Lost Zone.
Yep, makes sense. You got the Ordinary Rod, and we've already seen a couple of energies hitting the discard pile, so makes plenty of sense to continue to use that strategy. You're gonna have to get through your deck at some point, and if you get those basic energies back in, that'll always help.
This is going to be the big decision for Lance. First, if you have anything, be able to like play an Irida, get some Pokemon set up, maybe a Palkia in play, or do you just stick with this and just try to Swirling Slice and keep things going?
No, Empoleon.
Like with the energy attachment on the active, that
No to
might be
teraz
the
nie
case.
kupię puchy,
The
więc
second
tak
Empoleon
wiadomo.
V is in the prizes, so that's big to note.
Big debate here from Lance. Basically shows Michael what he's thinking about too. Yeah, it is
Ooh.
Palkia time, so can't full send, and understandably so. It is scary when you see the Giratina come down with the energy. You know that you're just 2 turns away from being in danger.
This is actually a glorious Chorus's experiment for Pramawatt here. Does find an escape rope and another Comfy, so if you want to start doing some flower selecting and shenanigans like that, you can grab those cards. That Battle VIP pass is going in the Lost Zone for sure, but looking like Ultra Ball might be the card to keep here for Michael.
A lot of good resources in the hand, so it makes it tough, but of course when you do need to go find one pivotal Pokemon perhaps, that V-Star, it's certainly understandable. I think we do see one in hand, but of course maybe getting that second Giratina V as well could be something that Michael's thinking of soon.
Now you got the debate between concealed cards. Do you want to escape rope retreat?
Michael goes, oh, I didn't know you were going to pick Palkia. I gotta rethink this.
Does have access to the switch in hand, so can switch back into the Comfy if he chooses. You Giratina can use that Abyss Seeking to look at the top 4, Lost Zone 2 of them, put the other 2 in your hand. A mini Colossus experiment, if you say.
Yeah. I think we're one Colress experiment away from feeling really good about this situation, and was unable to find it there, but still some solid resources to pick up.
No.
That twin energy.
Oh.
The energy recycler going in the Lost Zone potentially could be hurtful, and yeah, you're going to see that to go along with the quick ball. There's going to be a pass of the turn, and now Lance has some more decision making to do. You already have that Palkia in play. Now you're going to have access to Star Portal if you have that Origin Form Palkia V-Star, which he does. There's the bench of the Manaphy, but only, what, 1 energy? And yeah, we're going to see the Star Portal just for there. And a subspace swell. Not much else going on in Lance's hand here.
Yep, going to deal the 160 damage, not enough to start working on that knockout. If we did see a full bench, perhaps there were an opportunity for fireworks, but not here. And this means that there is potential to get that 7th card into the Lost Zone.
Ooh, big pickup off the top of the concealed cards, that Colossus experiment. Now you can hit that 7th card for the Lost Zone and try to find a Psychic Energy here to attack with this Giratina V-Star.
Yeah, that's big. Of course, also the quick ball to go along with things. You need to start working on that secondary attacker. Sure enough, Giratina V more than willing to help in this spot. And this is where it starts to get a little awkward for Lance, understanding that being able to work through this Giratina V, if this Palkia V-Star were to fall, it's going to be rough.
We do have access to Swirling Slice. Can actually pick up the knockout on the damaged V-Star, but once that second one gets powered up, that's pretty much it. And here we see that Colossus experiment yet again. Being able to dig through, does find the Psychic Energy, a couple to go along, so another V-Star escape rope to go along with it.
It's pretty unbelievable that Michael has gotten 8 into the Lost Zone without 1 single Comfy ability.
Who needs it? Why even play Comfy? Come on.
What a waste. Oh, he's gonna ruin the streak. Oh, there's Comfy. Oh, there you go. That's pretty cool.
Easiest decision Michael has made all weekend so far.
Well, you see plenty of decisions still left to be made in the hand. One of those surely is going to be Psychic Energy onto a Giratina V-Star. And I think we see that Scoop Up Net is also going to be played.
Easy way to get out of the active, bringing up one of your Pokemon that isn't a V or a GX. And there we see that Giratina V benched. Energy on the active. Supporter's already been played for the turn, so those boss's orders are just sticking around for a little bit longer. We're going to see potentially a Comfy benched. It's a good pivot Pokemon to have, especially if your Giratina V-Star gets knocked out from the Swirling Slice next turn.
Now this was all done without the Mirage Gate, right?
Yeah.
So this means that Michael still has 1 available in the deck, and I don't know if he's going to see one. Yeah, he does not see one off the prize cards. So it's going to just be that 1 Mirage Gate in the deck that is going to be the bailout button for Michael here to get things going once more.
This Evolution Incense is not really going to do too much here. Just thinning the deck out of the Drizzile. There's no Empoleon V-Star, unfortunately. And with this, it's really not looking good for Lance. You can have an energy, but if you do, you're going to... Oh, not even an energy, and this... We're going to go crazy here.
Oh, there's 11 in the Lost Zone.
Star, Requiem.
That's not good.
There's about to be 13.
Yeah, that is absolutely
Oh, this is
double
sounds easy too.
Battle VIP, okay.
Way to go. Still has not found that last Mirage Gate, but with this knockout, we'll have at least 1.
Yeah, who cares? This is perfect. Well, the best
Manaphy
attacker in the deck
against the world.
up in the active.
And just a pass of the turn. And with that, Michael Pramwant will have the energy and the knockout. and completes the 2-0 comeback. Loses that game 1, and just really showing off the power of Giratina V-Star.
Yeah, what a way to do it too. The deck was completely shut down by Empoleon V, and sure enough was just able to chain together the Colress's experiments and make use of that Giratina V as just a general attacker to help get through the deck just a little bit more, find those pieces. Never really had to worry about those.
Wygrała Giratina?
Pretty ugly.
O kurwa.
Yeah, honestly, Game 2 and Game 3's prizes looked a little awkward. 3 energy for Game 2. Game 3, those Mirage Gates, the early discard of the Mirage Gate. But I think we kind of just see the decision tree for a lot of these decks that are playing Empoleon V is, do I get my cards to set up, to help me set up?
A maski strzelające są jeszcze wymagane.
Or do I get the Empoleon to try to stop you from setting up? And unfortunate draws there for Lance there, not really having any sort of support or Irida or anything to really get through the deck in that last game.
Yeah, if Lance doesn't see Colress's experiment, that looks like a completely different game. It was kind of tough for Michael to find the energies without using the supporters to get things going. And yeah, that opening Giratina V with the energy looked pretty scary.
Ale ja już znalazłem sobie przepis na Giratinę. Lumeona. A, to wtedy chyba wyrzucę tego Lumeona i będę mieć...
We're gonna have to see if Empoleon actually kind of proves itself an actual good card in this metagame.
Oh, Satan! Oh, son! To obrzydli. Nie zesraj się, czarodziej. O, dopiero teraz się skończył.
Game 1, you go down. What kind of went wrong for you in that one? Then we'll go to the good stuff after that.
Yeah, the crucial turn was when my final Giratina got knocked out. I was looking for some scoop-up nets with the Colress, and fortunately didn't have it, so then it was just all fingers crossed, and it didn't work out. But I think if I hit one net, I was probably going to win that game, but it is what it is.
Gram Giratyną, bo lubię Giratinę.
Games 2 and 3 went exactly your way. Obviously, a lot of time for your opponent trying to stall with the Empoleon. You've gone with one of these new decks. How do you feel when the Empoleon comes down? Because you just didn't look phased.
Yeah, I mean, you just have to have you just have to be ready for Empoleon.
A, bo teraz to są regionale, czyli nie jest to taki główny turniej.
So Escape Rope has been a really good answer, and it just really, the Empoleon kind of hurts their deck more than it hurts mine sometimes, because like then they're playing Empoleon. So you have that, they have that going for, they have that disadvantage, and so I just get to do whatever I want as long as I get an Escape Rope or a boss.
So you don't rate Empoleon as a lost box counter, is that what you're telling me?
I don't think it's that good. I think it's like one of those cards that are like good in theory, but when you actually like play games with it, it just kind of falls flat.
Yeah, I mean, swirling slides for 3 energy feels kind of a negative on my side. But anyway, let's zoom out a little bit. Obviously, we've got a brand new meta, the reveal and release of Lost Origin coming into this tournament. You went with Giratina. A lot of people are playing around the Lost Zone. Why the Giratina build over something like a Lost Box, or maybe kind of a
Teraz jest w teorii regional, bo teraz ma wierzyć później szczem. Lag z malowaniem figurek. Że człowiek sukcesy raczej nie pogardzałby. Zdążymy? No, to są chyba jeszcze maski tu dać. Jest ale... No, chociaż się nie dziwię czemu, bo... Jak patrz... No, jest Palkia znowu i znowu jest... Może to jest ten Lost Zone, bo... Czy Palkia też. No, niedobrze, że... Kopnął się mu... Greninja na Greninja. To jest Lost Zone akurat, to jest ten Lost Zone. O, Kuba zdyskartował Drapiona, nie wiem czemu. A to chyba nie miał tam innej giratiny? No czyż nie, bo tam jest giratina. No tak, jest giratina, tak mi się wydaje. Ale dobra, no możliwe, że na dzisiaj skończymy. Dłuższy live będzie przy tym zombie. Dziękuję za uwagę.